Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryder, and this is a beginner's guide to Sojourn. In this video, we will go over the basic abilities and playstyle of Sojourn so you can jump into quick play or competitive and have an idea of what to do. Keep in mind, in order to master a hero on Overwatch, you will need to devote a lot of practice and time in order to master the hero and get really good at it. This is just a way kind of to get you started. So without further ado, before I get into it, as always guys, be sure to go down below, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think of the video, ding the notification bell, and check the description down below where you can find my Twitch channel where I stream regularly. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright, so in Overwatch 2, Sojourn is one of the newer heroes. It released right before Overwatch 2 came out. And she is what we call a hit scan hero. She's very straightforward, but she does have a few key things. Her very first ability is her rail gun. This thing has two different firing modes. Her primary fire, which is your left click, her right click is her charged shot. As you see in the middle of the targeting circle there right below it, you'll see a 0. That is your charge level of your railgun. The way this gun works is as you are firing it off and hitting a target, it will charge. When it gets to full, you can fire it off and with your right click and shoot it. Now you can shoot it before it gets to full, which is just fine, but it just won't do as much damage. This gun, the primary fire and the secondary fire can headshot, and when you're playing a hit scan character, you should always try and go for a headshot if possible. It will always do more damage. It is worth noting that at 100% charge, you can one-shot pretty much most DPS in the game, with the exception of some of the higher DPS, higher health DPS ones like McCree. You know, a Tracer you can absolutely delete with a full charge of 100, as well as most other DPS. As well as you can also pretty much decimate tanks. The other ability that she has is the Disruptor Shot. That is your projectile burst. This ability right here does 210 damage alone, as if somebody stays in it for the entire duration. It says it has a pretty long cooldown of about, I think it's like 11 seconds or something like that. It's not. It's a pretty good time. Pretty good amount of cooldown, but you want to make sure that you fire this off 15 seconds. Okay, 15 seconds. Not bad. Anyway, so it's got a 15-second cooldown. This can be used offensively if you're wanting to just kind of keep people off of a point, or you can use it as an escape path if you're running from somebody who's chasing you. You can use it to launch into a doorway, kind of keep them from chasing you through that doorway. You know, different things like that. It is worth noting as well that target doesn't have to be in the dead center of the zone in order to take damage from it. They can be at the very edge. They're still going to take the same amount of taking damage, so it doesn't ramp up depending on how deep in you are. So that's one thing to note as well. This is a very key ability. You should use this pretty much anytime you have a chance, or if you're trying to use an escape plan. The other ability that Sojourn also has is her Power Slide. Now this thing is pretty fun to play around with. Basically when you hit it, you'll slide forward a good distance. Pretty much it. Has a 6-second cooldown. It's a good way to traverse quickly across the map, get away from enemies, and also line up the secondary thing, which if you jump while you're sliding, you will jump in the air. Pretty good distances. This is a good way to get to like higher level points, like so. Now I've just gotten up here and is able for you to line up more shots. One thing to keep in mind when using this doesn't have to be an offensive only. It can be a defensive to get away, and you should only really jump when there's a point to it. You are an easier target when you are in the air. So do not just like run in, slide in, jump, and start firing, because 9 times out of 10 they will get some free shots on you, because while you're in the air you are kind of static. So you don't want to do that. And then the other thing is her ultimate. The ultimate ability is called the Overclock ability. And what this move does is it charges your railgun at a constant pace for a pretty good amount of time. You don't have to fire after I activate it. As you can see, it's already charging, and it charges at a constant rate. You can basically fire about 6 shots before it wears out if you're quick at it. This thing is basically like you hit this thing, and if you're fired off enough, you can just wipe all the DPS and healers off of the team if you are a deadly enough shot and the enemy team does not counter you. Sojourn is best played kind of from a distance. She doesn't really have a whole lot of fall off damage from a distance, especially if you go for headshots. So it's definitely worthwhile to kind of poke. You know, you don't want to run right into the enemy team and just, you know, be like, "Whoo, here I am, motherfuckers!" Like, you know, don't do that. You know, yes, you might, you know, do a lot of damage, but Sojourn only has 200 HP, which is the same amount as Tracer, so she is a relatively squishy hero. And if she's pushed on, she will, you know, falter pretty quick if you're not careful. So don't try to play the front line. Don't be, you know, reckless. You know, you're not Soldier 76. You don't have self heal, so you're not going to be able to, you know, run, poke, sprint, all that stuff that Soldier 76 is able to get away with. As far as strengths and weaknesses to this hero, I mean, she's a typical hit scan class hero, so obviously any tank with heavy amount of shielding, like Reinhardt, will, you know, kind of slow her down, as well as anything that's able to do a mass amount of damage in a short amount of time. Reaper, if he gets close, can absolutely delete her. McCree can mess her up pretty good. You know, the key thing is anything that really jumps on her hard and she's not able to get away from, she's going to struggle with. As far as strengths, pretty much anything that's in the air. Sojourn is, you know, very strong against anything flying, so Echoes, Pharahs, I feel like I'm forgetting a hit scan, but Echo and Pharah, any other flying target is very deadly. If you're able to get a shot on a Tracer, you'll absolutely delete her with the railgun. You know, and on top of that, she'll be able to melt a lot of tanks very quickly if you are good at charging up shots. But anyway, that is your beginner guide of Sojourn. Hopefully you guys liked the video. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of the video, and I will try to roll out some more as we go along. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Next one. Bye.